Hello, boys and girls. This is Mr. Victory. Thank you so much for joining me for another Grammar Keepers lesson. Today we're going to look at the third and final form of the word there, T-H-E-I-R. And so go ahead and take a moment to get out your Grammar Keepers chart. And what you need to do is go ahead and find this form of the word there, just so you'll know where it's at. And I'll give you just a second to do that. Keep in mind you can pause the video at any time. Okay, so what we want to ask ourselves is, what is this word T-H-E-I-R? What is the proof for this word? How do I know that I'm using it correctly? And so we've already discussed in previous lessons that our proof is a word that we can insert instead of the original word. And if it makes sense, then we know that it's the correct word. And so let's look at how that works. T-H-E-I-R, the proof for that is our, O-U-R. So let's look at our example. Their friends moved to California. So let's insert our proof and read it with our proof. Our friends moved to California. When I read it with my proof, I know immediately that this is the correct form, because our friends moved to California makes sense, does it not? Now, what if I tried it with one of our previous forms of there? And if you remember, the proof for T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E was they are, because we said it's a contraction, and so it's two words. So let's try this. Let's try reading our sentence here using this proof. They are. They are friends moved to California. Does that make sense? Absolutely not. So we know for a fact that it's not they are. That's not going to be the correct form. So we had the correct form from the very beginning. And bear with me just one moment here, boys and girls. I'm having some technical. There we go. Okay, so here's our conversation, and we've discussed before, and this is probably the last time I'll mention it because this will be 3 lessons, and from now on I can just read it. But this is a script, so we have A and B all the way down, and you can practice this at home if you would like. Hopefully you'll practice it in class. I'll read both parts. Please read the sentence. Their friends moved to California. And how did you spell there? T-H-E-I-R. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I'm pretty sure it's the right one. Can you substitute in the proof word? Our friends moved to California. Their friends, our friends. It works. Okay then, you nailed it. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we see immediately, guys, that during this conversation that the speaker has substituted the word our. In their proof here, they substituted the word our for their, and in the sentence, it made sense, correct? Okay, so we're going to look at one last thing. This is a journal entry from this young lady, Alyssa Rico, says grade 8, so 8th grader. And her journal entry is about Facebook, apparently. So I'm going to read here. I'll read just a little bit of this, and then you can read the rest on your own at home. Something I can't stand in life is when I go on my Facebook and I check my news feed, and some girls will post a picture of themselves, also known as a selfie, and put as their caption, "I look so ugly." Okay, so let's stop. So we see immediately that Alyssa here has underlined the word there. And by underlining it in her journal entry, she's telling her teacher, I made a deliberate choice to use this form of the word there, teacher. So what I would like for you to do, teacher, please, is I would like for you to pay really close attention to this, because I can prove it. And so Alyssa goes on to include the proof. In parentheses above the word there to prove to her teacher. And we see that Alyssa's proof is the word our, and she's included it right here. Okay, so what we can do is we can now read Alyssa's sentence with her proof. So let's do that now. So I'll start from right here. Also known as a selfie, and put as our caption, "I look so ugly." Now, when you read it that way, if you read it as just that part of the sentence, put as our caption, "I look so ugly," that makes sense, does it not? Yes, it does. So, the final thing I would like to leave you with today is you are going to have now a situation where you come up on the possibility that you will need to use one of these three words. And we've looked at every form, and we have proofs for every form. And so from now on, when you need to include the word "there" in your journal, or in any other writing for that matter, you can look at your Grammar Keeper's chart and you can ask yourself, which one of these should I use? Let me insert the proof and figure out which one I should use, because I can prove it now. And I can prove it to myself and to my teacher. Thank you so much. You're finished for tonight, boys and girls, and I look forward to joining you for another Grammar Keeper's lesson as soon as we can. Have a good night.